Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Because I want to you. Friends to lovers book Rex. Honestly, I feel like this trope gets a lot of shit for whatever reason, and I personally like it. When I read Friends to Lovers, I feel like the journey to get there is so grueling that the reward is that much sweeter. I'm like, yes, they've been pining for each other for, I don't even know, decades, and they finally get what they want, and I'm just so happy for them. These are some of my favorite Friends to Lovers books. Obviously, I don't even know if I need to state this, but none of them are dark. I know I do a lot of dark book recs, but none of these. Travis by Mia Sheridan. I feel like literally no one read this book, and it's so good. There's nothing more that I love than an underrated book on Book Talk. Travis was the villain in Archer's Voice, and I was like, why the hell would I want to read a book about him? Oh, wait, he's great. Redemption arc. This is Friends with Benefits, and he falls first. He does something that really puts him in a pickle, and let me just tell you, this is some of the best groveling I've ever read. Don't you sleep on Travis now. You knew this was coming, right? People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This was my first Emily Henry book and my favorite Emily Henry book. So many people were like, hey, that's my least favorite. Well, joke's on you because they're making this into a movie. Two friends, they have a tradition of going on vacation together. Something happens that kind of puts their friendship on the fritz. They're kind of separated. She's like, I miss that friendship. I miss going on vacation with him. So they go on a kind of reunion vacation and, feelings start to feel. This has great banter. I love that he's an anxious male character. I feel like we don't get a lot of those, and that just I don't know, pulls at my heartstrings for some reason. I think we're just so used to having these matcha alpha holes that when I come across one of these, I think it's quite refreshing. The Wingman by Stephanie Archer. I adore this series. This is hockey romance. He has been in love with his best friend since the beginning of time, since they met. Love at first sight. But problem is, she started dating his best friend and they were engaged. But guess what? Engagement's off now. They become roommates and they were roommates. And forced proximity, one thing leads to another. So spicy. This is your classic, I'm so afraid and terrified to ruin our friendship that I will not make a move on you. Gives off signals of, oh, I guess he's not into me, so I won't tell him about my crush. Oh my God. Something about the way that Stephanie Archer writes her MMCs just does it for me. They're all super golden retriever, and I'm just like, Powerless by Elsie Silver. And I want to formally apologize because I put Powerless on Brother's Best Friend, and everyone's like, that's not brother. I know I messed up, okay? This most certainly is Friends to Lovers. Another hockey romance. She's a runaway bride. Now she's single. She's like, maybe I can look elsewhere to what I really want because they both want each other. They've always wanted each other. I think what mostly made him stay away is her age because she confessed her love for him at a young age. And he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No. Because, of course, when you're both in your youths, an age difference seems like a huge deal. But really, it's not. They start spending more time together. Forced proximity. You know the drill. And when that slow burn finally burns, he says, crawl to me. I don't have to tell you anything else. A Long Time Coming by Megan Quinn. This is my favorite Megan Quinn series. BFFs, they met in college. She's getting married. And he's like, let me help you plan your wedding since I'm your best man. Oh, with all that wedding planning and that close proximity, they're like, wait a minute. Why am I feeling things for my best friend? Her fiance is a doucher. And also, this is one of those books where he doesn't realize his feelings for her until she's like off limits, which is like such a guy thing. Hilarity ensues in this book, by the way. You will laugh out loud at so many points in this book. What book is this? Just kidding. It's Happy Place. I don't know what happened to the cover of this. Another Emily Henry book. This is my second favorite. This is Friends to Lovers, a bunch of friends. They go on vacation every year. Wait a minute. Does she write the same books? No. I joke. This one's quite different. Friends strike up a romance. Then something happens. They break up. Many years pass. Then they're like, hey, we're going on vacation again. Our friends don't know that we're not together, so we're going to pretend to be together. And then when you pretend, it becomes real again. Once again, with every Emily Henry book, banter is top notch. I think she's really good at writing side characters that you care about and you're invested in, and the friend group and the dynamic. You're really interested in not only the main characters, but everybody. People said they cried in this. I did not, but I do love me a good second chance romance, so highly recommend this. Fool Hearts by Emmy Sanders. This one is male romance, cowboy romance. Oh my gosh. Two best buds palling around. One is straight, and one of them is demisexual, and that means you're not attracted to anybody from the outside. You have to get to know them first, and then you like them. This sweet, sweet man, he realizes he's in love with his best friend a little bit too late, and he already married someone, and they have a whole life. They have a whole life and a kid, and then the wife passes away, and he steps in to help him and raise his kid with him. And I'm telling you guys, they don't even hook up until they're like 40 years old. They both don't figure it out for the longest time. But it's so sweet and sad and endearing and heartwarming. Oh, this book is not talked about enough. Morbidly Yours by Ivy Fairbanks. Again, another underrated book. Homegirl travels to Ireland to get away from the stress. Her neighbor is an attractive undertaker. He's a funeral home director who cannot inherit the funeral home unless he is married. It's like some crazy will stuff. So he's like, will you pretend to be my wife so that I can get this? Because they do strike up a friendship while she's there. What do we know about fake relationships? They always turn real. Again, another one of those awkward MMCs that just get you all up in your feels. He's hot, he's tall, he doesn't like hanging out with people, and he's Irish. I mean, right here, sign me up. Last, we have What Lovers Do by Jewel E. Ann. Okay, not for nothing, but this is like the first romance I've read where she has IBS and she gets, and it's embarrassing for her, and I'm like, real. But they start out as friends, and she's like, listen, I can't date. And he really wants to date her, and she's like, I can't. Why? I'm pregnant. But it's not her baby. She's a surrogate for her sister, and he's like, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to stick with you throughout this whole pregnancy as a friend. And he takes care of her, and I'm like, oh my God. It's not even his baby. Something about him loving on her body, even when she had all those stretch marks and helping her with a pregnancy that wasn't even hers, like, it did something to me. That's a real man right there. So there you have it, a list of some really, really good and a lot of underrated Friends to Lovers book recommendations. Enjoy and happy reading!